once it comes, that's it. It's the mercy of God that it has not yet come, but it's coming. And the thing is that if you look at where America was after 9/11, I mean, 9/11, where were we? There wasn't one state in the Union that had struck down marriage at that point. Not one, not one. And 9/11 came. And then where we have gone since then, it's mind-boggling, and it's accelerating.
Yes, it is.
That's the other thing. We don't need, we've had, and this is not about people, but we've had a president who was an activist, has been an activist in many of these things against the Bible, has been an activist regarding abortion, regarding marriage, regarding gender, regarding faith, and we don't need that again, meaning we're already rolling. It's already rolling. So at this point, if we don't have the next leader, all we need is one who won't stop it. At this point, if you have you don't need much for this to keep going and to accelerate. It will accelerate. I mean, you just mentioned before, if the next president does not appoint to the Supreme Court someone who is as strong as Scalia was,
right,
in holding back, that's it. On every one of these votes, it's going to go against believers. And if all these things happen when you had Scalia, how much more will happen without him, without that? So therefore, we are, I mean, it is moving, it's moving faster, and it is progressing to judgment. God is in charge of the timing. God is in charge of the mercy. God is in charge of when he says, okay, that's it. That's God. But we are clearly going to judgment, and you have to be blind not to see that.
Yeah.
The Bible makes it very clear. A nation that has been blessed and a nation that turns away from God and a nation that now is turning against God. It's another phase. Before it was away from. Prayer out of school, away from. All these things away from. Now it's against. Now it's mockery of God on television. Now it's mockery, blasphemy on cartoons.
Yes.
Now it's indoctrinating children against the ways of God. It's against God. It's not as it was with Israel. What happened with Israel? It wasn't just that they turned away from God. They were defying him. That's what Isaiah 9:10 is about.
Yeah.
We're defying you now.
Yes.
We are defying. Well, that's where we are. So except for a revival, which we have to pray for, except for revival, it is massively turning. And this is going to be the big testing of God's people. Where will you stand? How will we be? Will we compromise? We're watching people turn and be quiet. This is the testing. We always talked about it. When we talked years ago, we talked about anti-prophecy, there's going to be persecution, but it was all theoretical. Now it's real. Now it's real.
We're living it.
What are you going to do?
We're there, people. The towers have fallen. That's the harbinger. Those towers, did you wake up that morning and see the towers go down? How many saw them go down? Everybody. How could everybody see something that was taking place in New York? God ordained it somehow that we had the warning enough to be able to get our TV sets on. When they said they're bombing America, my daughter called. She said they're bombing New York. Turn it on. And I watched as those big, huge towers, nobody could have brought those towers down. The great scientists of the world that hit them at a right spot that caused that to happen. People are still saying they're not sure how it happened. But that was the harbinger, the warning. And the two big towers, World Trade Center towers, came down in front of our eyes. If my people will humble themselves. We didn't do it. We didn't do it, people. Did you get it? God's not a play God. God isn't a God that you just play with. He warned us. This was the warning.